Guys, I'm doing it again. I didn't think I was going to come back and do pickup videos, but here we are. I debated I wanted to do this if I wanted to come back to it again, because I'm like everyone does it. It seems so conformist, but I like doing it, and I like having fun doing it, and I like showing off the cool stuff I got. And I think it kind of just dawned on me, like, I don't care if other people I know do it as well. They're excited about what they have, and I'm like, I miss that feeling. So, got some cool stuff to pick up, and if you're new, basically what I do is I do the non-gaming stuff first. So right off the bat, we'll do some CDs. Now, this stuff is my most recent flea market trip, which was last Sunday, as well as some stuff I have gotten scattered throughout the year. So there might be a small backlog, but it just feels good to get back to it again. So right off, we'll start with Dream Theater, Images and Words. Anyone who's a fan of the band, and I do apologize, it's coming in reverse for whatever reason. Whenever I try to film the other way, the camera just gives me issues. So no, this one's I'd say up there. I do like Glass Prison, but this has Metropolis on it, which is one of my favorite songs from Dream Theater. Metallica's Death Magnetic album. I remember buying this the weekend it came out, and I absolutely loved it. I even went out and bought the DLC. I bought the DLC pack for Guitar Hero 3, and then when they released... And then I think they re-released it for Guitar Hero Metallica, but I remember just playing the heck out of that album. Tons of fun. These got last Sunday. These are recommendations from my brother, who also does YouTube. So SigRev2, if I remember to put the caption in here, it'll be right there. So he recommended these, and that is The Strokes' Room on Fire, which he swears is one of their best, as well as Radiohead's OK Computer. I haven't heard any of these, but the last time he recommended some albums to me, I really enjoyed them, so I'm hoping to, get that feeling again. Because I don't know, there's something about finding music you don't really know, and you're just... It's a weird connection. It's weird to describe. It's almost like you're home. So let me know if you know what that is. I do apologize for the glare over there. For whatever reason, it's coming in pretty good. So maybe stand to the side a little bit. And the last thing I got was a Beatles just Beatles 67 through 70. It's a dual disc. Has their best hits on it from those years. Pretty happy about that. Now we're into movies, but we're into VHSs. I don't believe I've showed these before, but I think I paid 50 cents each, if not $1 each. And my boy Chris on his channel, I mean, I love him. He's probably the number one reason why I wanted to do this video again, because there's just something about the passion that he has for the stuff that he likes, and it translates really well. Like, you can see it, you can hear it, and part of that was his love for Godzilla. So Chris, DC or Die, if you're watching, I got these thinking of you, man. I love you. 50 cents dollar piece, and that is Godzilla 2000, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. And I don't know what it is, but I remember last holiday time it's tradition in my family for Christmas where we always get Chinese food, and we usually just watch TV and eat Chinese food. Maybe play video games, maybe a board game, but last time we were eating Chinese food and watching those old Toho Godzilla movies, and we were just having a blast at, like, not only is this so cheesy, but there's something so endearing about it too. And if we weren't sitting there putting in our own subtitles or just like laughing at the sheer ridiculousness of what's going on while appreciating the badassery that is Godzilla and the other kaiju monsters, It's difficult to describe, but I think I'm coming around to it. I think so. So, I'm excited to find those. VHSs are becoming really hard to find right now, especially horror ones. I haven't found too many of those. I'm glad to have found the ones I have found. Maybe I'll do a small video on that someday showing what I do have. It's not a huge collection, but it's mainly Disney and some horror and just stuff I really like. So, yeah, spoiler alert, I like horror stuff. You probably don't see that too much too often, but I don't know, that's kind of something I've kept very quiet. But honestly, after watching a lot of horror-related content, I'm like, you know what, it's time. So don't be surprised if this changes up a little bit in the future. So let's get away from VHS and let's go to stuff you'd see now. Let's see. We'll do these 4 because I literally just got them. And I think I paid $1 a piece on each one of these. Okay, starting with the Cloverfield 3-movie collection. Now this has Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and the Cloverfield Paradox. I think it has the full... I think it's the full Cloverfield Paradox, which I have not seen. But still sealed. I don't know if you can see that. You could probably see it in the reflection, yeah. Still sealed. Got that for $1. And from that same guy, I actually got the SIM card that I have in my phone right now. I got the Gold Series SanDisk Mini SD for $10, and it was the gold model 120 some odd gigabyte one. That's awesome. Those usually retail for about like 30 plus, or maybe less. I don't know. $10 just seemed like a good deal for that. The other 3 I also got. My brother, he technically paid for these, but because I was too lazy to go and break a 20. But he went and got for me, and I'm gonna pay him back one way or another. Got a copy of Jason X. I don't care what anyone says. This movie is awesome. It knows what it is, and it's having fun with it, which is a lot to be said. For the 2 Jasons before that, Jason Goes to Hell and Jason Takes Manhattan. Not the greatest, and I do think New Line didn't. I think New Line made Jason Goes to Hell better than Jason Takes Manhattan, but that's only because there's more stuff going on in that movie. The premise is still stupid, don't get me wrong, but another time. Maybe we'll talk about the Friday the 13th movies another time. Another one I got is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. These are also kind of getting hard to find. I really like Halloween 4 and 5. There's some people that don't really have a lot of love for those, for like after 3 and beyond. I love Season of the Witch. Had they had completely stuck to their guns and made it an anthology like they were originally going to, I think we could have had something awesome. But Return of Michael Myers is great. I like that movie. The creepiness of the character comes back in full force, in my opinion. 5, not so much, but there are scenes like that. That house at the end of the movie is fantastic. And then goes into the whole Cult of Thorn, and I do have a soft spot for Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Maybe we'll talk about that another day too. And the other one I got, that was for $1 too. And for another $1, I got the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre Special Edition. I don't know what makes this necessarily the special edition. Maybe it's because it has extra... I guess it just has extra scenes from it. I've only sat through this movie once, and that was many, many years ago. I'd like to maybe sit through it again. I'm slowly appreciating what that one brings to the table, because up until that point, there really hadn't been a mainstream horror movie that really did what that did. Like, the Sawyer family is legit creepy, and Bubba has probably the most, like, immediate fear vector of all the major killers. Like, everyone's afraid of Jason, everyone's afraid of Freddy. But when you hear that chainsaw, you know it's going down. And I've come to appreciate it more. These 5 I've just gotten over various months. One of them being School Ties. Anyone who's... This is Paramount. Okay. So this is before... I want to say this was before Damon and Affleck started becoming big on Miramax. But pretty good movie. During a time where being openly Jewish was frowned upon in this country, and this touches on that. So if you like stuff about that, and I think Brendan Fraser kills it in this movie, go check that out. Tenacious D, the complete Masterworks. I've been a pretty casual fan of Tenacious D, nothing too crazy, and to find this for $2 at Goodwill, I figured why not. Grew up watching this, The Great Outdoors. I love John Candy. Dan Aykroyd and him killed it in this movie. Found a pretty clean copy of Green Mile at Goodwill for $1. A bit of a long haul of a movie, very sad, but I guess this is one of movies that I think translated over to movie well from Stephen King from the books. When and if he does that for it, I'll let you know. And yes, I am referring to both the TV show and the cinematic movies. By the way, cinematic movies I do like more. However, Tim Curry is a real treasure of a person. So, the next one I got is really cool. It's the Friday the 13th 4-movie collection. Now, this has parts 1 through 4. Now, what's really cool is when I got it, this was also Goodwill. They also had the 3D glasses still inside, still wrapped in plastic for the third movie, because the third movie was very heavy on the 3D gimmick. And if I remember correctly, it was because they needed a reason to pad out the movie more, because the initial script had it coming in like way too, I think it was like just too short. And I think this was probably the most grossing Friday the 13th movie, if not the fourth one. I don't know. But really happy to see these. I'd say this is probably, I'd say where it starts tapering off is probably part 7. Interesting concept, but I have problems with that movie too. So, that's the non-movies, or the non-games. Yes, that too, the non-movies. Let's get into the games. Let's see. Let's start with the board games, because not many people like the board games over the video games, and I can respect that. You know, it's not everyone's cup of tea. But, you know, it's a hobby that's not really as much in the limelight, and that's fine. So, first one I got, I literally the only game I got at a local convention a month or so ago. It's called Brewers, and it's this card, I don't want to get this wrong. It's an engine building card game in which the cards allow you to build your brewery, and you use that brewery to produce like the ingredients you need, the product you want. You get victory points. Those victory points translate into who wins and who doesn't. I haven't had a chance to play this one, but I do like compact card games that you can take with you, because that means you can bring it with you fairly easy and teach someone else how to play a game. And you never know, that could end up being their favorite game. Next game I got, it's this plus the Blackest Night expansion, and that is the DC deck building game that might actually just get a spot right over yonder. Don't fall. Okay. Plays the same way as Star Realms. I did a video on Star Realms, but basically how that works is everyone gets the same starting deck of cards, usually 10. 7 or 8 of them are your currency, and 2 or 3 of them are like how you do direct damage to your opponent. And there's a line or field of cards that you can purchase as your turn consists based on how many money cards you draw. And then you add the cards from that middle area to your discard. So when you run out of cards to draw, you shuffle your discard deck, and then there's your new deck and your deck builder. You play as different heroes. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but I know in this one you get your main Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and I think with the expansion you get the Flash, and I want to say like 1 or 2 of this. I don't have the box sitting in front of me. I keep empty expansion boxes downstairs because I usually just put everything in one box. Just less room to clutter a bag or something. But that's what this is. I got a really good deal on this and the expansion. I think I paid $12 total. That included shipping. Not the most beloved deck builder, but I'm pretty happy with it. The next one I found at Goodwill, and I'm really excited because I played the Star Trek version of this, and I did not like it. I think it tried to do too much. The rules were very non-descriptive. This is a little different. This is Castle Panic. And how this works is there's a... I'll just set it right there. You set up like this castle in the middle of the board. And in each of these quadrants, which are basically divided into color, you'll have creature tokens that advance every turn. And every turn, you're going to use the cards in your hand to get rid of those creatures. And then there might even be boss characters that come on the field later. It's all random. They all get like pulled from a bag or a cup. And you use those, and you work with the other players around you. This is a co-op game. So those people who don't like playing against other people, you want to work as a team, this is a good game. So the goal is to get rid of all the monsters and make sure that your castle stays fully intact. If all of the walls in the tower come down, you lose, and you play again, or you hang your head in shame. Whatever you got to do to cope, do what you got to do. But for $3, I thought that was a solid deal. And the last game I'm going to show here, I got this at the flea market. I'm not gonna lie, this is one I really don't know much about. I know the person it's based off of because there's another game I'm looking for of his, and I thought this was it, but it wasn't. I was looking for Pillars of the Earth, but instead I got a Column of Fire. I wish I could tell you more about it. I really don't. This looks like an interesting resource placement game. Reading the back for you. It's basically a game about religious hatred. Half of Europe is deeply divided by conflict between Catholics and Protestants. England, France, and Spain, and the Netherlands are all vying for power and resources in this politically unstable environment. Players compete to increase their influence by aligning with members of prominent families. They form alliances of dignitaries across Europe, set up their own trading houses to sell their goods. The religious power struggle in this country were incessant, and those who sympathized with the losing religion were originally driven out of the country. So, pretty heavy on theme here, but it was either this or it was some game about what was it? It was some cartoonish looking game about Vikings, but they weren't Vikings. That's one thing about board games. You never really know what you're gonna get. So I felt for it being brand new, sealed for $20 at the flea market, I figured take a shot. But that's gonna do it for board games. I do have more I could show, but I'm gonna save those. The last here is going to be PS4 games, because technically that's all I currently collect for, except for maybe GameCube now. Yeah, my PlayStation collection is all but gone. Just didn't have really the time to get into it, and honestly, I kind of own a lot of these games on PS4 now, so maybe after the move, which will be in a video I talk about soon, maybe I'll do it again. We'll see. I'm happy. I'm not bummed about it. It is what it is. So all PS4 games. I'm trying to think of where I want to start. Okay. Shenmue 1 and 2, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really feeling this one that much. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna It's a revenge story placed with like an open, like a linear world, just solving the mystery. I don't know. It's just, I don't know what it is about that one. I felt, I don't know, part of me thinks it's better on Dreamcast. I don't know. I haven't played the Dreamcast version in a while, so I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying right now I'm not feeling it. Next one, pretty happy about, is Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I bought that a while ago. I think I paid $15 for it. I've already beaten the first Spyro. I think I even 100%ed it. Not a difficult game at all to complete. And obviously has Spyro 2 and 3 on there. So, pretty excited to have that. Next one I got is Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. And the reason I got this was because I remember having it for PS3. And it wasn't working. And I ended up going to GameStop with a buddy. They gave us a newer copy, and I remember bringing it home and watching my buddy play, and I really liked it. And I ended up just giving it to him because he was really into it, and I just kind of bought it because it was part of like a bundle deal. And I don't know, I saw it was like $10 brand new during a sale, and I'm like, I'll give it a shot for $10. Why not? It looks interesting, and if it's anything like your standard fair game, adventure RPG-ish game where you have different quests. Why not? Next one I got, and the only reason I got this one is because I tried playing this on PS Now and it wasn't working that well, and I kind of want to give it a fair shot, and that's Ni no Kuni Remastered. I did like playing it on PS Now, but their streaming service sucks. It's not. Sorry, I've been a Sony guy for a long time, but I'm gonna say it right now. Anyone that thinks that PS Now is better than Microsoft's Game Pass, you're out of your mind. You need help. Seek professional therapy of some kind, because if the idea of playing any kind of stream or cloud gaming is better than literally paying like $1 a month to play newer games from the actual source, then clearly you are some kind of masochist, and I bid you well in your life journey. But anyway, I'm kidding. It's not the same. There's so many games on PS Now that just suffer from so much lag because that's what happens when you try to play games from some streaming service or some cloud. You're not going to get the full game. You're going to get whatever remnants can get to your console first. These last three, I don't remember how I got them. Anyway, Dead Rising, I actually like playing this one. A lot of people don't like it because of how repetitive it is and the cutscenes and the voice acting, and I'm sorry, it's a game in which it's pretty fairly translated from the original Dawn of the Dead movie. I don't care what you say, it is. They're in a mall, they're trying to survive. This is not supposed to be Emmy-worthy material. It's supposed to be memorable, and that's exactly what it is. Fun to finish, not so much to complete. 7 Day Survivor is treacherous. The other ones I got are The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series that includes the 4 seasons, 400 Days, and Walking Dead Michonne. Got this while it was still on sale during the holiday season. I've actually completed 400 Days and the first Walking Dead, and I still really enjoy them. I gotta get back to those again. And the last one I got, I got because I played both of these games, but I didn't play them a lot. And this is, I think, going to be in somewhat short print, and that is the 10th anniversary bundle of Vanquish and Bayonetta. I did get a good deal on it. I actually had more money taken off because I hoard my rewards points for GameStop, and I think I ended up getting that for like 15, maybe even $10. But I don't really give the Devil May Cry type games like Bayonetta a fair shot. Like, I play them a little bit, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm good. But no, I really want to try it. There's something about it that's fun. And I've been saying for a while, I'm like, I do think Vanquish is criminally underrated as far as like a run and gun third-person shooter. And I do enjoy that kind of stuff. So that's it. Hopefully, let me know what you like, what you didn't like. Next video, hopefully I'm definitely going to have more stuff in the next one. But yeah, nice to be back. Nice to be showing off the pickups. Hopefully you guys like it. I'd like to try and do this more semi-regularly. It's just difficult right now because there's a lot of stuff going on. So that's going to do it for this one. And as I've said for years, guys, just take care of yourselves. Have a good one.